How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're doing another unboxing, and today that game is going to be Everdell. So Everdell is a game by James A. Wilson, and it is published by Starling Games with art by Andrew Bosley. So Everdell is a worker placement, resource gathering, civilization building game that takes place over a couple turns or a couple seasons, as they call it, as you try to race to get the most points. The game is for 1 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, with a duration of about 40 to 80 minutes. Now, they have had multiple expansions that are also for this game, and if you're interested in this game, right now you have an option to get it for about $60 on Amazon. But there is an even better deal if you don't mind waiting, and that is to go out to Kickstarter. And that's the reason me and Audrey picked up this game, is we wanted to see if we would like it, since we are backing the Kickstarter. We are going to play this live on Sunday, so we're going to have a special stream on Sunday. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and get into what is in the box. So this game is from around 2018, so of course they have a nice little spring catalog here. Oh, there you go. I opened right up to Everdell, right here in the middle. They do have a spring catalog from 2019. So the base box comes with this tree. It is a cardboard tree. It's used as a component in the game, and we'll go over it when I do this setup video. So if you want to skip to the setup and not see what comes in the box, you can skip later in the video. I'll have a timestamp below. But basically, you build this tree. I know the deck of cards goes here. Your quests go there. Your meeples that you're going to gain from each season. So you can see here you got Season 1, Season 2, Season 3 are your different seasons. So that's just showing you how to make that. I guess I should make my box so I can put all the goodies in there. Also, I changed some things on the microphone, so you guys let me know down in the comments if you think the sound is better or worse. It might be picking up a little bit more of the extra noise from things that I'm touching, holding, opening. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you like it. We're trying to find a way to make it so that oddity can be picked up a little bit better. But the art in this game is beautiful, and that's one thing that Oddity and I like. We're very drawn in by good art style. Miniatures are always a plus, as well as a theme that we might like, and we do like cute animals. So it's a very big story in this game. They put some of the elements here, and there's actually a book that you can get as part of the Kickstarter. And the benefit of this game being on sale right now for $60 on Amazon, it gives you a good amount of time to play it. And then even if you were to sell it, this game's a $100 game, so you can kind of break even and not really feel like you're losing out on too much. So there is a game board. It is a round game board. I can just show you parts of it here. We can't, of course, unfold it on the video, but we will, again, we'll see this when we set up the board game on the table. And then here is the tree. So of course you can see we have not played this. So like some of my other unboxings, you'll notice that I've already punched out, but this one I have not yet. So here is the tree. I believe these are the little quest things. You have a little raft, a little tent, looks like a little kind of monument there, and then the back side of the tree. So it is nice. They've actually got it pattern on both sides. Here are the rest of the tree components, and then your point tokens. So there's a bunch of those. And then we have more tree components. So that tree is going to be pretty big on the game board. And I've heard people that say that's a good thing and a bad thing, because it can kind of block what you're able to see if you're playing on the other side. For me and Audrey, that's no problem. You see our new video setup, we're sitting right in front of it, so everything will be visible for us. But there's the rest of your point tokens. And then these are the markers for when you place one of the critters from a construction that you built. So your little items you get here. So this is the Ember. They call it Ember. Now we'll go ahead and take these out so you can get a good look at them. So this is the Ember. So this is one of the resources that are required to be able to build your constructions. So those are nice. And then we have, it's weird that they put those in the little one thing, and then these they went ahead and put in the, they put the berries inside of this already. Oh, they're soft. Alright, so they're like a soft rubber. Oh, that's nice. I like those. So those are the berries, so you need those for your critters. And then you have a silica gel bag that you do not eat, throw away. That, of course, is for moisture. but these are the twigs or branches that you're going to use in the game. Again, more resources so you can construct and build things. And we'll look at some of the cards so you can see how that works. And then these are pebbles. So they did, and that's what I said, it's kind of weird. They gave you baggies. There's more baggies. I love when games give you free baggies. We went to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, one or the other. We just picked up a whole case of them once we started getting into the hobby. Hobby Lobby. But yeah, these are the pebbles. So you're going to need the pebbles, again, as a resource to be able to do your constructions. And then the die. So I guess I was saying it's a dice rolling, and I was thinking I was misspeaking, but no, there is a die for certain components in the game. I've read the rules once. We're going to do a practice playthrough offline, so you get another silica bag. So that's a sign of quality right there, guys. When they give you 2 silica bags in one box, you know it's a sign of quality. There we go. So here are your meeples. So which ones do we got? We've got the, looks like the little bunny rabbits. So we know Audrey is going to be the little bunny rabbits. I think that's a foregone conclusion. We have little squirrels. So there's our squirrel. A hedgehog. I'm going to go with hedgehog. I don't think he's a porcupine. It looks more like a hedgehog to me. And then the last one is the turtles. So those are the 4 base factions, but there are some additional factions, as I mentioned, because there are a bunch of expansions. So here is your quest cards that you get. So these small cards are the quest cards that you'll have to complete. So of course you can keep them in that, or you can use the baggies. I don't know if the baggies have a particular purpose. They didn't say in the instructions. But here you go. So you have shopkeeper, post office, the brilliant marketing plan, or a brilliant marketing plan. When achieved, you may give opponents up to a total of 3 resources for each of a donation. For each donation, gain 2. I guess that's two of the power, 2 of these. Right? Captured acorn thieves. When achieved, place up to 2 critters from your city beneath this event. For each critter beneath this event, you get 3 at the end of the game. So these are all the quests that you complete them, and then as you complete them, of course, that will give you your in-game points that will be added up. So there's a bunch of them here in the base game, but of course the expansions add more. And then here we go. These are the same. Okay, so these go in the trees. I can't remember what these cards are. I think these are your location cards. Yeah, so the location cards change for every game. You put these down on the board based on your play, and then it says put the rest of them back in the box. So these are the different things that can happen on those locations. Some of them are only open if it is a 4-player game. Some, of course, is open on all. So 1, 2, and 3-player. But once you get a 4th player, it allows 2 meeples to be able to, 2 workers to be able to place. But basically, placing during your turn on those locations will net you those rewards, right? You get the power-ups, the rewards. All right. And then the last thing is the big deck. Now, this deck gets very, very big with each expansion. Now, I've read on Board Game Geek, people seem to have mixed opinions of whether or not you should combine all of the expansions. Some people say, yeah, they haven't noticed that much of an issue. Other people say no, because I think 2 of the expansions work against each other. And I always have trouble opening these things. They give you the little thingies to peel, but I can never seem to get the initial peel button. But yeah, so they say I think some of the expansions can break each other, but then other people said no, they played those 2 expansions together and they work fine. And I think they also say sometimes it is based on your player count. So since we're going 2-player, it may not be that big of a deal. And in the Kickstarter, where they have the 2 new expansions, which I think is Mistwood and Luli or something like that. I don't know. I have a link to the Kickstarter in the description. There's a cooperative mode, right? So maybe with that cooperative mode, it wouldn't be as big a deal. The time to celebrate. Here's to the builder of the greatest city in all of Everdell. So that is what you're trying to do, is build the best city. Erect a memorial of your victory. Take a selfie with the other side of this card and share it with us. Okay, so I guess we'll do that, and we might throw it up on the Instagram. So, of course, we do have a link to our Instagram below where we post just different things. Right now, it's like our miniatures that we paint and so forth. All right, so you have, these are your critter cards. So we have the Architect, we have the Bard. So it looks like there's multiple of each one, so we are going to have to probably shuffle these up a little bit. Barge Toad, we have Chip Sweep, to get a couple of that guy. Now some of them are common, and then some of them are unique. So with a unique one, you can only have, these were common. With a unique critter, you can only have one of them in your town. So those, yeah, so here we go, unique. And they did make them slightly different. It looks like it's this black border instead of the greenish green border there. So there we go. I don't want to go through all these cards, of course, but the art is beautiful. And as you can see, when I hit the light, you can see they are a slightly textured card. That makes them actually real nice and smooth for shuffling. That is one thing that's sometimes an inconvenience. And then there are certain critters. So we were talking about you play the resources. So here you've got your resources, what you pay to be able to play them. But then some of them you can play for free if you have that particular structure. And I can see that might be why having all your expansions combined might make it harder as well, because the likelihood of you being able to pull the inn and the innkeeper might not be as easy when you start adding all the expansions. I think there's 5 or 6 total, right? So these are more critters. Lots of critters, lots of critters, lots of fun. If we can get past the critters here. Alright, there we go. So now here we go. So here are the constructions. So unique construction. This is the castle. So it looks like a little castle there, right? An old stump. And you got the cemetery here. And so each one of these has when you build them, you can actually put your workers here as well to gain the benefit from placing them there. The courthouse is where I said the judge can be played. There here, the judge can be played if you have the courthouse. And then those little tokens at the beginning, they just cover that up. Because you can only do it once per game, so you can't repeatedly add them. And then the same thing is you're kind of limited. You're only allowed to have a total of 15 critters and constructions total per game. So that was a lot of farms. You did a lot of farms there. But that is a common construction, so you can have multiple of those. There we go. And lookout, so same thing. If you place your worker there, you get to copy any basic or forest location, so that would be out on the board. So it'd basically normally you can only place one worker on a location unless it is a shared location. So the benefit of that is now, say you need twice as much, you'd be able to use that particular location to benefit twice. Alright. And go through the rest of these here for you. I don't think there's anything else extraordinary, but there you go. So university is a unique construction, so of course you can only one of those. So those are the cards, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get over to the table, and I will show you how this game is set up. Okay, everybody, we're back at the table now. So this is the setup of Everdell. So of course you have your main game board that we saw in the box. This is how it looks. It does have sections on the side, and then on the bottom you can't see where the expansions will actually notch in, which is kind of neat because that meant they planned a lot of this out even from the very first edition. So in the middle here you have the common cards. So these are the pool that you can grab from in addition to the number of cards that you have in your hand. So each player in line gets one card more. So in a 2-player game, I would have 5 cards if I was going first, and then Avdi would have 6 cards because she's going second, right? And then we do have the option to choose these cards as well. Something else is this, of course, is a 2-player game, so we currently have it set up with the locations in the clearings for only 3 of the 4. If it was a 4-player game, then you would add the 4th location. And of course, since it's a 2-player game, as I mentioned in the unboxing, these spots would not be used. Now for your resources go along the riverbank. As you can see, this is all the resources that came in the box. You can see it's kind of a lot, especially when you look over there at the logs or the twigs. So one other benefit of the Kickstarter is offering an add-on where you can get these little containers to be able to put those in. We do have each of those. The ones up at the top, which are your locations, we have each of those up. So we have our caravan, we have the tent, the boat, and the city monument. Each player starts with 2 of their little worker meeples. So of course the bunnies and the turtle, which is of course me and Audrey are probably going to play as. And then the rest of them, if I tilt this up just a little bit, you'll see are on the top of the tree. The other thing that goes on the tree are those quests. So each of the quests go on the top or the middle layer of the tree. And then the remaining cards, as I mentioned in the box, and go back into the box. Same as these clearing cards. After you get the 3 out, the rest of them go back into the box. So the quest cards and the location cards do add quite a bit of variety because you can have different things that you have to do in each game that you play. The final setup that you would need, of course, is the actual deck of cards. The deck of cards, of course, is shuffled and then would be put inside of the tree, stump, trunk, whatever you want to call it. And as cards are removed from down here, you bring cards in, or when you have to draw, they're drawn from that common pile. Okay, everybody, that is the overview of Everdell. If you want more information about the rules, how to play, and to see gameplay in action, make sure that you check us out on Sunday when we're going to play this live. Also, to make sure you know when we go live, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notifications, and leave a comment down below what you think of Everdell if you've played it, and if you're looking forward to the Kickstarter campaign and the new expansions. Until next time, guys. Peace.